Give him a hand, our country band. And drummer, Mr. Kossoff, you're keeping the beat there. I heard that go bang. And are you all ready for Shabbat?
Maybe not.
There you go. So to get ready for Shabbat, you have to do one thing right now if you haven't done it yet. You're ready for Shabbat. To be here, to feel the presence of sanctity, you have to turn off your cell phones. If you have cell phones here, just do me a favor. Just turn them off. So don't go off by accident. So you don't feel them. You don't have a desire to check, to post on Instagram, to do any of those things. Like no posting for about this, all right? We'll have to do that afterwards. No Snapchat, no nothing for a while. Isn't that something to be present in the moment? So that's what we're going to do, to be able to share Shabbat together. Sophia, how you doing? You ready? Excited? You're a little nervous right now. Yeah, that's part of it. You're going to come up a little bit. You're going to do Shema. When we do Shabbat, we have a greeting, Shabbat Shalom, which means you should have a Shabbat of peace. You should have that moment of peace. Here's what I want you to feel before we say Shabbat Shalom. I want you to just exhale, let out the week, let it all out. I want you to breathe in Shabbat. Breathe it in. Feel it. Feel your lungs. Let out the old stuff. All that work and nonsense and competition and everything you have, just let it out, let it out. Take one more breath in of Shabbat. Feel it. Feel your lungs of goodness and wholeness and peace. Just feel it come in. Here you go. When I greet you, Shabbat Shalom, you're going to respond with a nice hearty Shabbat Shalom. Here you go. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Oh, you are ready. You are so ready. Here's what we're going to do. If you'd like to stand up, if you can, we're going to ask you to rise. Put your books down. You won't need it. All right? You put your arm around your neighbor. All right? We're going to do Shalom Aleichem. If you know the prayers, like if you're here to go as the family book, he's like squeezed together there, Phil Matea right in the middle there, squeeze her to death. And if you know the words, you'll join along. If not, you'll just hum and sway as we join together. Shalom Aleichem.
1, 2, 3, 4. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon.
Standing, please, for the candle lighting. As we call forward members of the family, you'll come up, please. Dahlia, Alexis, Sophia, and Yafa, Alana, Parveen, Ziva, and Kara. You're going to join us up here as well. You've been honored to join us. We're going to join together. Here we go.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher
brightness of these candles banish all gloom, anxiety, and care from our hearts and from the hearts of our loved ones. May this Shabbat bring us peace and serenity, joy and rest. Keep aglow within us, O God, the spirit of gratitude for your many blessings, so that we may know the sweet taste of contentment and the rich harvest of sharing. Kindle in our home a deeper love for one another, for our people, and for all your children.
Amen. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
May be seated. You're going to be able to follow along in the Siddur, in the prayer book, the smaller of the red books you have in front of you. And page 11, Kabbalah Shabbat, the prayers that welcome in the Shabbat, Yismechu Hashemayim.
What's number? What? Yismechu 103. 1, 2, 3. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגר הארץ. ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגר הארץ. ירם הים, Yeram hayam, Yeram hayam, Umlo. Yeram hayam, Yeram hayam, Yeram hayam, Umlo. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel
Page 20, hopefully I've got the right pages now. You're going to have Romemu, the heights of God of the mountain. We're going to join together, Romemu.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Oy ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Oy ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu.
Page 23, you'll find the L'chadodi. This has been around since the Middle Ages, the Kabbalists of Tzvat. And the first two stanzas, we're going to remain seated, and then we're going to turn the page, a couple pages, for the final stanza of Bo'i v'Shalom on page 25. We'll let you know when to stand. We begin, join together. Here we go.
L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad hishmi'anu el hameyuchad b'nai echad u'shmo echad Shemo tiferet v'leitila l'chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. בשבת לכו ונחכי בקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך
Face towards the door.
גם בזבחה ובצהולתו אמונת על סגולה בואי הלך לחדרי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לחדרי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Remain standing. You can face forward here, but we're going to remain standing for the Baruch Hu, the official call to prayer, page 39A. Page 39A on the left-hand side, the small words there, you're going to see in the bottom part, there's a prayer entitled God and Nature, an interpretive translation. I'm going to read this responsibly. I'll begin and you'll respond with the italicized stanzas. Beloved, are you eternal God, by whose design the evening falls, by whose command dimensions open up and eons pass away, stars spin in their orbits. Your turn? You set the rhythms of day and night. The alternation of light and darkness sings your creating word. In rising sun and in spreading dusk, creator of all, you are made manifest. Eternal, everlasting God, may we always be aware of your dominion. Beloved are you, Adonai, for this hour of nightfall.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ילך עלינו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני המרי ורבים.
On page 40, love of God, love that God has for us, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochveinu v'kumenu nasiach לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה. ובתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Amen. On page 41, the words of the Shema led by our Bach Mitzvah Sophia. I invite you to feel that oneness of God in these 6 words of the Shema, oneness with life itself as we join together.
Shema
Yisrael,
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levacha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha v'chayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi tzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'betecha uvleftecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'chumecha uv'shartam le'od Oyadecha v'chayu latotafot ben einecha u'ktavtam al mezuzo beitecha u'visharecha.
The next page, the words of the Shema continue, signed in Hebrew or English. Oh, it's
Lamon tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohehem ani Adonai Elohehem asher choti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem lelohim ani Adonai Elohehem Adonai Elohehem Amen.
Feeling better now? So when you get the first one, that's great. We'll see you back up here in a little bit. Go ahead. Yeah, we continue page 44, the words In your Shabbat supplements, the Kol Shabbat, if you'll open up, you'll find a prayer on the inside, a Refa'enu, a prayer for healing. We're going to read together the English, and we'll trail off. You'll be able to think of those people who need prayers, whether this is for you, for strength. If you're still battling cancer and you know that your body needs that energy, we send you the prayers of strength, whatever you need it for. We're also going to have in mind today those victims back east in the shooting. Right, with prayers that they should have a full recovery. Those that have been injured, our prayers go out to them as well. So let's read together the English, and then we'll trail off and have a moment to reflect and bring to mind anybody you wish. Together we read, "Heal us, O Lord, and we shall be healed. Help us and save us, for you are our glory. Grant perfect healing for all our afflictions. May be your will, Lord our God and God of our ancestors. Send perfect healing of body and soul to this time, your private prayers."
God, only you can bring true healing, and so we
In terms of how we live our lives day to day, do most of you have something, like even if you think about now, like the next thing you're looking forward to? Right? When you think about that, like how long have you been waiting for this day? How long? Now you've been a little bit more nervous about it. 13 years you've been waiting for this. Right? That's a long time. Right? So if you're going to get through this, and then you're going to begin counting the days to the end of school. Right, for the wedding. Well, she's not counting those. Don't worry. She's not thinking about that where she goes already. Right? But isn't it true? Like you always, don't you want to have the next thing that you're looking forward to? Right? Sometimes it's a family event. Sometimes a vacation. Sometimes it's an achievement professionally. Isn't that what you do? Sometimes you set up goals in your life as well because you want to have a sense of purpose. Right? When you don't have that sense of purpose about something that's going to happen in life, what are you spending your breath on each day? That's the challenge, is how do we set those up? And Judaism, by the way, helps create some of the models of how we do that. So, for example, we've had the counting of the Omer, this period from Passover to Shavuot. And a week from now, we'll be celebrating Shavuot. We're counting 7 weeks. Tonight, we'll be counting one of those nights along that journey. And the rabbis begin to ask, why do we count these days? We're commanded in the Torah. And they bring out a midrash, or a rabbinic tradition that says that when the Israelites, when they left Egypt, they actually knew in advance that they were going to arrive at Mount Sinai and to receive the Torah 7 weeks later. And the rabbis say that when you would have thought that you would have been so excited about leaving Egypt and done with anticipation, what more could you have done? Right? You just left the greatest oppression. You should feel great about living in the moment. You should feel great about what you just did. Right? The rabbis say, no, you still got to look forward to something. Isn't that amazing? Even though it's such a great moment. And Judaism, by and large, I think tries to convey this idea, even though we talk a lot about history, don't live in it. Don't stay there. Right? The idea that we should stay in a state of oppression, even though Jewish history has not always been kind to the Jewish people, the idea that we shouldn't live there and stay there. You have to be able to look for the positive. And so the Israelites are counting those days until they're going to get to Mount Sinai, to the next great experience, because you have to have goals and you have to have expectations. It's interesting, when it comes to Sukkot, by the way, when we celebrate Sukkot in the springtime, in the fall, we're celebrating the Israelites marching through the wilderness for 40 years. And if you think about that holiday, you may think, well, why do you celebrate if you're celebrating 40 years? Why do you celebrate the 40 years of wandering on that particular day? And so, if you think about it, those are the days in which things get cold. The weather's starting to change in the fall. And the rabbi said, just as everybody else is going inside, we Jews head outside. That's something that somehow we have to mark distinctions, and sometimes we have to do things different from other people. The idea that sometimes the goals that society sets for us aren't the best goals. You find, I imagine, those of you with kids, don't you find you have to combat those goals, those values in the outside world? Cara, we talk about this all the time. Right? Spencer, right? Isn't that? It's a challenge. Right? Those values around that are so much about the accumulation of things rather than the accumulation of relationships, about not what you accumulate, but what you share. Right? All those values, and sometimes how do you know when they're the right values or not? This period of the wandering of the days until we get to Mount Sinai, like a model of searching for values. It's not enough to leave something. It's not enough to let go of something. You have to be working towards something. It's easy, right? You talk about blessings. You talk about blessings with your children. Don't you appreciate what you have? It's really hard to do, isn't it? When you have it. And yet, why? Because we always have to have a goal with what it's about. It's not just about remembering what you have, but really what we need to teach our children is, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with the time that you have? What are you going to do with the resources that you have? It's not enough to appreciate them. We try and talk about that. Shavuot, that moment that says the goal of life is to create sanctity, to stand in the presence of God, to make a difference in this world, and to recognize it's not always easy. So we count these days, we continue the journey to Shavuot, and the hope is that the message of these holidays stay with us every day to give us those values. The prayer on page 46 of the Shamru, which I'm going to call you back up, Sophia. Come on up. Speaks about Shabbat and about covenant and about relationship, about appreciation of time. And that's what we acknowledge as well, this gift of covenant of time. I'm going to ask you to rise, if you will, please, on page 46. Sophia would very much like you to join along with her, right?
Yes.
You don't want to be doing this alone, correct? Good. So we're going to join along those who can. Here we go.
Hasod et Hashem. Yom Hashvi, Shabbat ve'inavash, Shabbat ve'inavash, Shabbat ve'inavash, V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, Sod et HaShabbat v'dorotam v'ridolam.
Remain standing, page 46.
יתגדל ויתגדל בני רבה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לילה בנבוא ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה במרוב אמן.
Page 47. In a moment, we're going to begin the silent Amidah. You can do the Hebrew, English, or the private prayers of your heart. But we're going to begin with this kavanah, this meditation. And so I'm going to just teach you the words if you don't know them yet. 6 Hebrew words. Repeat after me. Adonai, Tzvatai, Tiftach, Ufi, Yagid, Tilatecha. God, open my lips, my mouth may proclaim your praise. We acknowledge sometimes really hard to find the right words in our hearts. And sometimes it's just the feeling that we have and hard to share that. So what our prayer here is open our hearts so we can really come up with those words to feel the sense of blessing and life and acknowledgement. We're going to join together and then we'll continue silently with our prayers.
יגיד תהילתך.
Page 54, Kadishalem.
יגדל ויגדל שמי רבה, ויאמר תברכי ותהי וימליך מלכותי, וחייכון וימיכון וחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלות ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לאדם לעולם ליומיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ותרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי דקודשה, ברכו לילה מן כה בכתב ושירתה תשבחת ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ויאמרו אמן. תתקבל צלותון וברכון כל בית ישראל ונשמיה ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה מן שמיו וחיים מן כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן.
Sophia's going to lead us through this. Join along with her, please. We're going to remain standing. Page 63, you'll find the county of the Omer that I spoke about earlier. You'll turn there. You're going to find the blessing on that page, but then turn also at the same time, if you will, page 69. Last night we counted the 41st night of the Omer. And so you're going to find we're at the very bottom of page 69, the number that we count for tonight.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sefirat haomer. היום 42 יום שהם 6 שבועות לעומר.
יום 12 יום שהם 6 שבועות להומר. Tonight we count the 42nd day of the Omer, which is 6 weeks with one more to go. We remain standing, page 56.
עלינו לשבח לנו
Time of memorial, page 58 of the Kaddish. We remember those who have gone before us. And on this Shabbat, remember the yortzites of the following individuals: Isidore Gentner, Doris Schlesinger, Harriet Wernick, Meyer Bell, Ann Brown, Nancy Kabitzi, Francis Joseph, Doris Miller, Julius Rosenthal, Robert Rudin, David Schiff, Benjamin Schless, Jason Turretz, Jack Ehrman, Bernice Zaret, Alice Appel, Alice Fisher, Jack Flamer, Martha Hamlin, Jacob Moskowitz, Archie Peck, Max Deutscher, Sarah Goldenberg, Rose Lobel, Bonita Stolman, Yona Barwald, Melvin Block, Edith Evelstein, Robert Gertler, Beatrice Horowitz, Relia Kornblum, Elizabeth Magid, Shirley Mendelson, Sandra Poller, Alan Rauschman, Jeffrey Benjamin, Barney Brody, Stephen Diamond, Leo Dobrin, David Levy, Shoshana Ornstein, Michael Rosenblum, Morris Tarika, Betty Bridge, Lillian Cohen, and Harriet Fenton. We're also mindful of recent bereavements in our community of James Bachner, the father of Dr. Evan Bachner. We also mourn the passing of Salvador Lu, cousin of Zissel. Sansovitz, where are you, Zissel? There you are. And Lydia, both of you, condolences. We still bring to mind Yona Mandel, his family here as well. Finished the week of Shiva, but still mindful of the Shloshim, the counting and remembering of Kaddish. And Peter, for you as well, still Kaddish for your father in the period of Shloshim. May his memory always be a blessing for you. For those reciting Kaddish, I invite you to rise, again, page 58. And whether you're here in the sanctuary or whether you're at home and by live streaming, this is your minyan, the sacred community, to be able to recite these words of life and affirmation. Those reciting the words join together. Yit Gadal, the Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah. Amen. Bialma, Divrach, Yerutei, Viamlich Malchutei, B'chayechon, B'yomechon, B'chayei, the whole Beit Yisrael. Bagalav Izman Kariv Yimeru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'alam Umei Omaya. Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitpa'ar, Yitromam, Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitaleh, Yitalal, Shmei de Kudesha, Brichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tush v'chata v'nechamata, Damiran be'alma v'meru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu B'al Kol Yisrael V'meru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu B'al Kol Yisrael V'meru Amen. May God establish His peace in the heavens, grant peace and harmony for us, for all of Israel, and all of humanity, as we say, Amen. You may be seated. My pleasure to call forward Julie Devine, our president. I'm going to share some announcements. Come on.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to Temple Aliyah. And I'd like to thank our klezmer musicians this evening for your beautiful music. So, thank you so much. Tomorrow we salute our men's club at our Shabbat morning services starting at 9:15 a.m. And we will also feature the Urfuf of Ryan Hamoff and Desiree Danyalian. If you'd like to get a quick downward dog or mountain pose before honoring these men, please join us at Shabbat Yoga at 9:30. And of course, in the afternoon, we have something very special, our afternoon Shabbat service at 4:45 p.m., celebrating, of course, the bat mitzvah of Sophia Sasunian. And then after that, we'll have, in addition to that, I should say, we'll have Sudah Shlishit at 6:45. Looking forward to tomorrow for you. If you think it's fun hearing the Torah being read, just think of how much more fun it will be when you're able to recognize every time the Torah reader chant the wrong melody. No? Okay. I did not write this, just so you know. So, what I'm trying to tell you is that in a few days, Hazan Mimi will begin a Torah trope class so you can learn how to read the little musical markings of the Torah. The first class is this coming Thursday night, and please see our website at templealiyah.org for more information. And just FYI, I don't know Hebrew, and I am taking a beginning Hebrew class, and Hebrew as an adult is very difficult because there are many letters that look the same and sound the same, and every time we get another one, we get angry. Really? But what can I tell you? I won't be reading Torah anytime soon, but hopefully in the near future. So, next Friday is our family Shabbat. We have Bim Bam Shabbat at 5:30 for the little ones, and family Shabbat services are at 6:30 p.m. for elementary school kids and adults. We hope you join us for our Shabbat dinner in between the two services, but remember that you do have to RSVP and head online at our website, templealiyah.org. It will be a sports theme, so the kids are encouraged to wear their uniforms or favorite sports jersey and hats. We have a little bit more. Next Saturday, it's BLT, Breakfast Learning and Torah with Rabbi Vogel at 9:15 a.m., followed by Shabbat 2.0. We will have a baby naming of Isabella Starkov at 9:45 a.m., and in addition, we will be honoring Rabbi Goldstein. He's going to have, never mind, that's the week after. I keep getting my weeks confused. Next Saturday, Rabbi Goldstein is going to lead a hike, the next chapter, our group TNC. There's a hike Saturday, and then Saturday night is Erev Shavuot at Shomrei Torah is hosting us for a joint tikkun Leil Shavua program at 8 p.m. Information on all Temple Aliyah events that I just mentioned can be found on our website at templealiyah.org and also in the Kol Shabbat that you should have received this evening. Thank you to Rabbi Vogel, Hazan Stein, and again our musicians, and have a wonderful evening. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Next week, if you want a Jewish BLT, Richard Kossoff, you enjoy this Torah study next week, right? 9:15. We study for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and then those come into services. It's a really nice morning. It's a different type of service as well, a lot more music and a nice experience. And Sophia, how you feeling? Better? Your dad's feeling much better as well, by the way, just so you know. I saw him reciting Kiddush with you, willing every word out to you. Right, Fred? I could feel that sense of, right, pushing and helping, and there you go. You are fabulous. We're looking forward to sharing with you tomorrow as well. And there's so much going on, but we're going to finish our service with Adon Olam. Let's rise together, please. Page 211. Here we go.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.